Alright, hello everyone, and welcome to Bob Plays Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts on Legendary Difficulty. I'm Bobtheorc, and tonight we're going to do our Casual France campaign. This is episode 3, where France fights the USA. I was originally thinking of doing the American campaign, and I was like, no, I want silly ships! So we're going to do France, because France has the best silly ships. So, let's get to it. Earlier we did a little hangout with Mitchell where we talked about another silly ship. So if you want to check out the channel, there should be something earlier. So right now we are fighting the USA, and we've got an invasion going on here in California. We're gonna go liberate them from whatever hellhole they've got going on, and we're having a little bit of trouble technology-wise. What do we have going on here with... We don't have any other naval invasions or anything going on. I don't really care about any of the other diplomacy stuff. We're going to try not to do a lot of diplomacy. And the Americans are allied with Sweden. I don't know if I want to deal with Sweden. Well, I guess we've got Sweden stuff going on up here, so we've already got ships up here. Germany's going after Western Sweden. Well, that's interesting. I was trying to get there. Well, that's irritating, but we'll deal with that later. We got somebody coming up there. So we've got our ships moving around. What do we have going on ship-wise? Because I don't really remember quite what I was doing here. Let's go check out our fleet. We're building a bunch of stuff, so our Waldorfs, which I guess these are going to be our battleships. Got some sexy things, which I don't remember what those are. They're cruisers. They're probably very sexy cruisers for me to name them that. We got something suspended down here. These are 6,000 tons. I should have enough to do those, right? So let's see here. How's the finances looking? Oh yeah, we can squeeze those in. We could probably squeeze in one more sexy thing. Let's see what these sexy things are, because I don't remember. So let's go check them out. It's a cruiser. It's a 6,000 ton cruiser. Wow, that is sexy. That is a very sexy thing. How long does it? 11 months to build. Kind of want to build one more, to be honest. How's our research coming along? We got pretty good technology. Kind of want to make another one of those, honestly. Where are we building these guys at? Have to kind of refamiliarize myself. Camera Bay. So this is out in Asia. Let's go check it out. So Cameron Bay should be somewhere, yeah, right on here. So we're going to be doing something in preparation for all this over here. I've got enough muscle, I think, to deal with the US. Yeah, I've got plenty of ships here, so yeah, so let's go build one more sexy thing. Why not? I got the tonnage for it. Boop. Alright. Yeah, that should knock us over the top. We'll put you in Cam Bay also. And this is going to be sexy thing number 8. Number 8. Look at that. 8 sexy things. Alright. So, I don't know if we need to move any ships around or anything. We've got these guys down here doing... I'm not sure what they're doing. There's a battleship over there. Let's go see if we can get him. Now where am I? I guess I don't really have a lot of ships in port. I've got these torpedo boats, but they're not really what I'm going to be dealing with. I've got these guys. Because you're good. That needs, yeah, I got more than enough. So let's go send you guys after him. And you guys are going to go after him. There we go. So that should take care of that. We're invading all their ports and doing naughty things to them. Yeah. Alright, then up here in Europe we're doing fine. So let's go ahead and... How's our finances looking? We got plenty of transports. We got plenty of money. Alright, let's do this. I don't know if I'm going to make this a mega stream. I've been doing really long French streams the last 2 times. No alliance with Britain. Let's go boop these guys. Boop. There we go. I'll run away from you. And we're going to run away from you. I'll definitely run away from you. We'll run away from you. Look at all these torpedo boats wasting your time. And then here we got our fight that we're looking for. Outstanding. No, 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 no. Ho, 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 whoop. I almost screwed up there. I almost screwed up. Alright, there we go. It's better. So this guy goes 20.9. They are a lot faster than me. Alright, well, let's see if he wants to engage. Hopefully he will. These are so tiny. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, so what we're going to try and do is have 2 columns of ships, and we're going to try and sort of flank him around when we can run into him, try and surround him if these guys ever get figured out. Let's go check our heading again. It's a little more this way now. Alright, so here we go. Look what we found. Look what we found. What do you have on you? You are... not well armored. You're fast, with many bulkheads, Mark I guns, half-kilometer torpedoes. This guy's not particularly tough. So I'm going to have you go that way into him. And have you guys go this way. And we're going to try and kind of box him in if we can. These guys have fantastic broadsides. If we can hit him, we should be able to penetrate him. There we go. Well, let's start slowing him down a little bit. Not really. 19 knots. We're getting him a little bit. Just keep chasing him. .3. If I can just hit him a few more times and get him to slow down so I can overtake him. These are also Mark 1 guns, unfortunately. But he's going 15.4 knots now, which means I can overtake him. So now it's just a matter of time. We'll get him. Or we can hide in the smoke. That's cool too. See if we can just close in a little bit. Yeah, now he's in trouble. He's in a lot of trouble now. There's no way he's getting away. I've got the other division. Just boxing him in, and then he's just going to take him from both sides, and there's not going to be a lot he can do about it. Hey, Turpits. How are you doing tonight? Uh-oh, I took a hit. It's not too bad, though. We'll be alright, I think. There he goes. He's down. I took a little bit of a hit there. Yeah, definitely not a fair fight. Alright, so this one almost screwed up again. 16.8, so we're faster, so we're going to get him. We should be fine. Actually, we can keep these guys loose. It's being a little bit laggy for me. There we go. Alright, let's go find him. And these are nice ships, because I was able to squeeze on the 4 turrets by doing the little cheesy offset. And these are Mark IIs, right? Yeah, these guys. This is a nice... These assault hotels are nice ships. They are very cheesy. Not as fast as my Austro-Hungarian ships, but boy do these guys hit hard. Let's make sure we're still going the right way. Yep. Yeah, these guys will smack things. He spotted us. Those Americans in their cage masts. Alright, where are you? You're a very slow ship. Alright, so we're gonna have you guys go off this way, because I don't want to get too close to him. And you guys are just gonna keep on going on ahead. Because your armor is not fantastic. No, it is pretty good. It's alright. It's actually pretty alright. We'll start getting all of our guns firing soon. Have you guys go turn, get Saint 2.9 activated. Ouch. Yeah, that's a good range. We'll be able to punch you there. Got our little 2.9s going. Let's go start turning in and circling a little bit. Meanwhile, you guys are just gonna you're just gonna cross his T and just strafe him. Oh yeah, he's having some problems now. Yeah, we're just beating him down. He's actually holding up pretty well. What does he have for guns? He's got Mark 1 9-inch guns. There he goes. Alright. Yeah, your assessment was pretty good. I mean, if an Arleigh Burke shacked up with a Zimwalt and they had a big fat kid, that's what the Trump-class battleship is looking like from the artist rendition. So I would imagine that if they build it, it's going to look completely different. But you never know. I mean, Navy builds some pretty stupid shit. So you never quite know. Alright. This guy's going to try and run away from us, I think. But maybe we can lay catch him. Let's go separate these guys out. Yep, he's going the right way. All right, let's go. Let's see if we can catch this guy. Hopefully he's stupid enough to attack us, which would be great. Yep, no, I think you called it pretty good, TJ. Personally, I think they should drop the vertical launch tubes, just make it all energy weapons. Just have it be a focused anti-aircraft and command center with drone launchers. Let's have you go off this way. Yeah, you're heading... You have the bad armor too? You do have the bad armor. Alright. Let's go like that and have these guys keep going straight. We have them go kind of more like that. Ooh, we got a hit already. That was rather lucky. Ooh, shit. He's in trouble. He's in a lot of trouble. That's not going to go very well for him. What did we hit him with so well? It was a 9-inch gun. Just lucky shot right at the beginning. Hey, Mitchell. How are you doing?
Oh, not too bad. Yeah, I think TJ pretty well...
He nailed it with his description there.
Not knowing the history of like the U.S. Navy's shipbuilding program or designs over like the past 50 years, like I do, that's why I told him. Said that remark, it being an amalgamation of like an Arleigh Burke, a Zumwalt,
And an arsenal
ship. That is way closer to the truth than he even realized.
Yeah, because they're just trying to do a little bit of everything, and that doesn't usually work out well. I mean, this is why a lot of times when I'm designing my ships for UAD, I'm just trying to make mission-specific, good enough ships. Make them survivable. Make them, you know, pretty good at shooting enemy ships. I don't make them do a whole lot of everything.
But yeah, the first time I remember actually seeing something proposed like this by the Navy, something along, you know, upwards of 20,000 tons or more, like, you know,
Ooh, I got
a large
Costa Rica.
combatant like that was back in the 1970s when Gerald Ford was president, and their version of it, they called it the strike cruiser.
Which is basically an arsenal cruiser, right?
Yeah, basically an arsenal cruiser with like lightweight 8-inch guns, and, you know, able to carry you know, multiple helicopters, so on and so forth. Basically, you know, the premium weapons from like the mid 70s, but yeah, basically the same idea.
Yeah. All right, so that's still going well.
But given what they were going to cost even back then, with much stronger dollar, basically they dropped the idea for the strike cruiser in favor of taking the Bruins destroyer hull and creating the Ticonderoga class cruisers.
Let's go and take you guys to go sink him. And let's have you guys go sink him. We're gonna go make some friends. These guys are doing well up here. So this is all going pretty well. Yeah, so we're just gonna secure the west coast. I got all these things. I'd like to nail New York in some of this, but realistically, man, all their ships are just sort of hanging out here, like kind of clueless and stuff. I guess I kind of broke them. Let's go. Wait, do I have any ships out here in the... I got 5 light cruisers somewhere. Where do I have my light cruisers at? That's a really important question. Yeah, we're still researching those. Okay. So here's my 5 light cruisers. And then down here I've got a bunch of ships down here. I don't want to send these guys out. I could try to nail those guys. I don't know if there's no American ships down in this area, so it's probably a safe enough bet. So, all right, so we're gonna take. You got fuel. We're gonna go right here. We're gonna try and nail that heavy cruiser. See if we can hit those torpedo boats. And let's have you guys hit him. You guys hit him. And you guys hit him. And hopefully we can get all those guys. I don't have a... I don't have any more ships to build right now because my port capacity is all tied up. The C cube, yeah. And don't get me wrong, I like arsenal ships. I think arsenal ships are a really good idea. And I would imagine an arsenal surface ship is cheaper than building an arsenal submarine. Can't invade anybody else. And Soviets aren't too happy with me, but I can probably deal with them. They are not 18 ships. They are not super tough. Do I have a lot of ships? I don't have a lot of ships in the Mediterranean, do I? I do not. Which could be a problem. I think the Soviets have bigger problems to deal with. Alright. Yeah. So I would imagine like an arsenal ship is cheaper than an arsenal sub. No, don't want an alliance with the Spanish.
Yeah, considering that arsenal surface ship could have, like you said, quote-unquote conventional power plant, like...
Yeah.
You know, burns oil like it to work instead of a nuclear power plant.
Well, you could have a diesel sub. It's just not a good idea.
Well, not if you wanted to go out, you know, stay submerged like long term.
Yeah.
Or do extremely high speeds.
Yeah.
But it's like you said, you know, like on nuclear, like, you know, the carriers, or like on nuclear submarines. Yeah, just the nuclear propulsion plant itself is at least 1/3 of the price tag.
Yeah.
For those things.
Well, and real 22 knots, holy shit. And realistically, if we were going to go and fight, I'm not going to say like a China type place, but fight some sort of adversary where we had to bring a lot of missiles, you really don't need hypersonics. You just have enough conventional missiles to overwhelm their air defense. And, you know, you launch 1,000 missiles at something and it's going away. You know, there's going to be a lot of useful data coming out of the Russia-Ukraine war that would apply to naval warfare as well. You know, you throw enough shit and it's going to, some of it'll get through. And I would imagine, because it's really exposed the weakness. Also, like Iran versus Israel. You know, Israel's Iron Dome was superseded by just the sheer volume of missiles Iran was throwing at them. What's SSGN? What's that?
Guided missile submarine. Remember I was mentioning the first 4 Trident subs?
Right.
Converted to SSGNs, where they're carrying like over 150 Tomahawk cruise missiles.
Yeah, yeah, I remember now.
Yeah. Sadly, each one of those first 4 Trident boats that convert SSGNs
Holy
are
shit!
scheduled.
Oh my god, just boom, headshot. What the fuck was that? Um, Main belt penetration for 13,248 damage. Main gun destroyed. On fire, and then it just went pop. The hell did... Many bulkheads. It's got good armor. That was just like a perfect hit. Holy crap. I just one-shotted that guy. That was a single hit. Damn, that really kind of sucks.
It sucks for them.
Well, I mean, you know, it makes it not a very fun battle, but okay. Makes up for all the times you've done that to me.
Basically, all those 4 old Trident subs that converted to SSGNs, all 4 of them are scheduled to be retired here over the next couple of years because they're getting up 45 plus years old.
And that's not really good for a submarine, I take it.
No.
I mean, those B-52s are still live and kicking. I would imagine it's different on an airplane.
Yeah. Well, they have their own stresses and everything to deal with. But then again, it's a lot easier to rebuild an airplane than it is to rebuild
a submarine.
18,000-ton submarine.
Yeah. Well, that worked out really well, didn't it?
And it doesn't look like there's any proposed replacements for those 4 subs. So
Well, I mean, I don't think you shouldn't really retire something until you have the replacement built.
Yeah. Well, let's put it this way. They're so far behind on the shipbuilding program in general that the first of the replacement class for the original Tridents, would call the Columbia class.
They're already
so
obsolete.
Far behind that its first replacement's not even scheduled to hit the water till 2030.
Oh Jesus! So do we just not have any shipbuilding capacity at all, and what happened to it?
We just don't have a shipbuilding program for people running it that willing to pull their head out of their ass. Pardon my language.
Well, I mean, it's the Navy, so I mean.
Yeah, like I was saying earlier, one of the reasons the Constellation frigate program fell on its face was the same guy that was running the littoral combat ship program that turned out to be a complete cluster was also running, you know.
Now, I mean, I do agree that we need a littoral combat ship, you know, something Coast Guard-y to do shallow water operations. But those should probably be like really small, cheap ships.
And also build out of something other than aluminum to where the damn hull doesn't start falling apart when you get rough weather.
Yeah. We're just going to keep you guys...
Yeah, you're right, Turk. It's in more ways than one.
Yeah, because I mean, one of the things about having cheap patrol ships, or one of the things important about patrol ships, is they need to be cheap and you need to have a lot of them. Let's go put main guns, big guns on the big ship. You know, we can't even see the little ship anymore. Little guns on little ship. Big guns on less little ship. Okay, that's how this works, okay? Well, there's a hit at least. He's still going too fast. There we go. Now we got a hit. All right, now you're gonna slow down. Now we can start moving. Turn to move in. All right, let's get a little cruiser. But yeah, because like a literal combat ship should be for the Coast Guard anyway. Our Navy doesn't need that stuff. Navy's a blue water kind of thing. Our literal combat ship should be like pirate ships.
Exactly. Failing having something small as one of those littoral combat ships, provided they had, you know, ended up being a decent design in the first place, would be having a frigate.
Yeah. I mean, you know, I don't mind the tri-hull design so that it can go into really shallow water. That's okay. You know, but give it like a 5-inch gun, some, you know, some Sea Whizzes, you know, some anti-aircraft type stuff. Because you're mostly going to be fighting, I guess, Venezuelans, you know, Venezuelan drug dealers, but it's easier to blow them up from the air. So, I mean, you know, but mostly you're just going to be doing Coast Guard stuff. I'll be right back. I'm going to go use the little orcs room real quick. Yeah, make the Constitution our shallow water warfare mode.
Good evening, everyone.
Ooh, Yeah, Bob's taking a bathroom break right now.
I kind of figured. Hey, Mitchell, as regards to Bob's comments about you and your knowledge and bringing things up, can we make sure that you bring things up that you can actually explain legally?
Yeah.
That would be appreciated.
Hey, JP, what did I
Oh,
miss?
you're talking in reference to like speed like submarines and such.
Mm-hmm.
Speed, number of missiles that could be carried, things like that.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, as far the only really classified part, like I said, like the 4 Trident boats they converted over, to be Tomahawk missile carriers. It's they quite early made it public that it could carry like 154 Tomahawk, so on and so forth.
Right.
But it has been actually in law since like back in the 1940s. That the depth and speed capabilities of our submarines was considered to be, classified confidential information. And the only thing
Right.
we were allowed to publicly say was
They're fast and
greater
go
than
deep.
greater than 20 knots, greater than 400 feet.
Right.
Which I think they later updated that to greater than 25 knots and greater than 600 feet. But still,
I mean, going 600 feet down is pretty impressive. And I'm sure they go quite a bit further down than that.
well, yes, but again,
It might not
I'm
be a
not
good.
allowed.
They might not come back up afterwards if they go too deep. Submarines can go infinity deep. It's just a matter of coming back up afterwards. Isn't that right,
Yes.
Tiny Dog?
Yeah, if the dive to surface ratio is anything other than 1-to-1, you have a problem.
Yeah.
We don't want problems. The biggest problem that I have, and this is only a recent development, mind you, but my biggest problem with having 150 odd Tomahawks cruising around out there doing whatever we want them to do in a submarine that costs X dollars is the fact that we can now deploy more Tomahawks than that in a single drop from a cargo plane anywhere in the world within 24 hours.
Right, but a cargo plane can't, lay in wait under the water for a long time. But yeah, I mean, I do like the cargo plane deployment method.
Yeah, cargo plane method is good if you're going to do a quick strike, and also you don't, it isn't going to make a difference if the cargo plane gets spotted on radar just a few minutes before it lets go. It cuts loose of all hundreds of freaking Tomahawks.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean, how many Tomahawks can you fit into a C-130?
I would have to go watch the Fat Electrician video.
Because that's where they just
Dragon.
because that's where they just roll them out the pallet, out the back, right?
They have them in specially designed pallets. They push them out the back. Pallets deploy parachutes, and then all of the missiles go zoom.
Yeah, it's really. I get a kick out of whenever I'm arguing with Europeans on the internet about like military power, and they're trying to convince me how powerful France's military is or how powerful the Britain's military is. And I'm like, we do shit for fun that you guys can't even conceive of.
There is only one weapon system that has supposedly been terminated that I really think should have been put into massive deployment, and that is the Australian system. And got to give me a second to remember the name.
18,000 tons. Hello there. Knock knock. Who's there? France.
I can't
France
remember
who?
its name. Electrically fired. It had no shell casing. The bullets
Yeah,
were
it was
literally stacked.
right where they
in the
stacked them.
barrel.
Yeah, they yeah, I know what you're talking about. It was a bullet storm.
Yes, bullet storm.
Yeah. Oh yes, where it had like multiple barrels, and it had quite a few rounds of ammo stacked one.
Right, it was
one
just
after the
preloaded,
other
and it
inside the
electrically
barrel.
fire each
Yeah.
of the bullets. There's a bump, and it would just fire like 10,000 bullets and make something just get fucked.
The thing about it was you could do 40 millimeter grenade version of it with a range of over a kilometer, and you could tie it to a sensor at the other end and essentially make an area into a minefield that wasn't a minefield until it needed to be a minefield.
Yeah.
I mean, it's an instant minefield that you pick up and drive away behind a Jeep.
Yeah, you just hit the do not want button, and then there you go.
Yeah, and you've got a couple of reloads worth of grenades in the back of the Jeep, and it goes whoop and deletes a kilometer, a square kilometer.
I didn't realize that was Australian, because that sounds like a very American thing to do.
It's Australian, and they terminated the development.
I'm proud of them. I'm proud of them.
I've looked at that and so many times and going, that is the most perfect
Let's go invade Guatemala.
area denial weapon I have ever seen.
Hello, Guatemala. We're going to invade
One
you.
person I would feel sorry for with that system would be the poor sod that had to reload the damn thing.
Well,
A single volley's worth of shots. Each barrel's worth comes in its own tube. You open the back, you slide the tube up in it, you pull the tube out as you're sliding the ammunition in, and then you close the door behind it. Takes about 20 seconds to reload a single.
These things were very smart.
Yeah, they took about 20 seconds to reload a tube, so times that by the number of tubes on the launcher, and you had, what was it, about 10 to 20 rounds in each tube, and it would fire the entire load in, well, effectively 1 second, mechanically far less than 1 second, because its rate of fire was 10,000 rounds a second.
So I got Uruguay.
So, for all intents and purposes, it was instantaneous.
Yeah. Australia developed that before Australian government caught the woke virus.
Yeah.
I could definitely see not having that in civilian hands.
I mean,
But for a military, my God, that's the perfect minefield. You don't have to worry about cleaning up much afterwards, just the ones that, fail to detonate, because there's going to be a certain percentage. And it can deny an area, and you can sit there and wait. One guy comes through. Nah, we're not going to use it on him. We'll let the sniper take care of him.
yeah.
A company comes through. Okay, let's delete the company. And then we'll pack up, drive away, and reset.
One other thing that strikes me that thing would have been very good for, depending, of course, different projectiles in it, can fire that fast and throw out that many at once. Close-in weapon system for deleting incoming missiles.
I don't know that they could develop the accuracy or the velocity.
The targeting's a little bit. The problem with air defense is the targeting is the tricky bit.
Yeah.
All right, what are we gonna do?
That many rounds in a second. That you're basically would just be throwing up a wall of lead in front of the missile.
Yeah.
Now imagine doing that with the 20 millimeter, like from World War II, the shells that could sense when they were close and just burst.
Yeah, the little
proximity.
Yeah, the proximity shells from the Bofors. I think those were 40 millimeters that did it.
Yeah, you'd have to upsize it a bit. You might not be able to get as many rounds per barrel, but you could always make the barrels longer because it doesn't care.
Right.
And and you'll point it at a section of sky and say that section of sky is now safe.
Boop. Tiny dog, what are you doing? What are you doing?
Yeah, I can see how that is not an unsurmountable technical problem there.
Yeah. 8 more months.
Especially for slow-flying drone types like the Shahed drones or something like that. And they would be cheap.
Yeah, because explosives are cheap. You just fill the sky with a bunch of just... That might actually be the solution for a hypersonic. When you think about it, if the hypersonic can dodge around a lot, and you just you know where it's going to be, and you just fill the sky with fill a cubic kilometer of sky with just shrapnel, and at the hypersonic velocities, any piece of shrapnel it hits is going to destroy the missile.
Exactly. Did anybody ever read Dale Brown's Flight of the Old Dog?
No.
Mitchell?
The title doesn't ring a bell.
It's
Wait. I take that back. Was that about guys flying this like experimentally upgraded B-52?
That's the correct one, yes.
Yes, I remember. I have read that book many, many years ago.
It had deployable air mines that just deployed, 1,000 ball bearings in the path of the enemy jet. It literally just went thump like a grenade launcher, deployed the mine in front of the jet. It popped, and it flew through a cloud of 1,000 ball bearings. The engines did not approve.
I would imagine not.
What are you...
That is, go off on a tangent.
So you're going... Where the fuck are you going? Are you trying to go all the way... I don't think you're going to go there. I think you're going to go hang out here in the... Or do we have anybody in the Red Sea that I don't like? I mean, I don't like Britain, but they really like me, so I can't do anything about it.
But the anti-aircraft shells that the Japanese developed for, like, the 18-inch guns on, like, the Yamato...
Yeah, because that was such a good idea. That just worked so well.
Well, they tried to make them into incendiary shells. The idea they detonate and spray out, like napalm or something like it, or like magnesium, metal, combustible metal,
right,
out in front of the aircraft, where those things were, the pilots mainly looked at them as being nothing but fireworks because it had such limited area of effect like it. It just baffles me is why the Japanese didn't say, our anti-aircraft shells, a lot of them use shrapnel. I said, why don't we just make a gigantic shrapnel shell to where when that thing goes off, it sprays like about 100 pounds worth of ball bearings out in every direction at the incoming planes.
Yeah, they didn't think that one through so well, did they?
A low-quality steel bearing.
Gulf Coast.
Would work just for any of that purpose. Manufacture them in the billions and load them up, and off you go. I mean, okay, does anybody remember the Beehive round from Vietnam?
Yeah.
Yep, Shadow Wolf did.
All right, so
yes, he did.
Let's go put you there. And
they put those in the ontoses, and that was we'll turn that section of jungle into mulch.
And anything residing in said jungle.
Yeah, it all becomes organic mulch.
Yeah. I'll just have you guys hang out there. I don't want to do any repairs yet.
See, I have been looking at the steady technological advancement of the military for the last 30 years, and more I'm going, you need something that is 2 steps behind it in tech that is good enough that you can mass produce on the cheap and just throw in there. That will get the job done in 95% of the environments, as opposed to these high-tech electro wizard
But
spells.
they're not. But those aren't as profitable.
Bob,
Something
Bob.
that's good
I mean,
enough to be effective.
let's face it. Most American weapons are made because they're really profitable, and nothing really threatens us that much anyway.
So what you're saying, it's going to take a shooting war for somebody to go, oh, hey, this is a good idea.
Yeah, I mean, the only reason we're thinking about inexpensive drones right now is because of the shooting war in Ukraine, or all the cheap Houthi stuff, or, I mean, there's a reason things are working out the way they're working out. Let's just put it that way. Let's keep you in the Caribbean.
How many places in the world can you plant a ballistic submarine with Tomahawk? How many?
About 75% of the Earth's surface. Consider
No.
75% is ocean.
You're misunderstanding the question, Mitchell. How many places at a single moment in time can you have that weapon system?
However many submarines we have.
Correct. How many is that? About 6, 10, 12?
Yeah. I mean, this is why I like the idea of, like, I mean, you could take one of those little cheap frigates, and you could put, like, a quad vertical launch tube on the back or something. And it doesn't have to be all that great, because you only need the fancy radar for anti-air. You just have them carry it, and then you could have, like, an airplane do the targeting for you. And you just launch the Tomahawk, let it go where Tomahawk goes, and...
Don't you go where the Tomahawk goes, and don't you eat that yellow snow.
That's right.
Exactly. See, now that goes actually right back to Metal Storm. The thing over here sees the thing that you want to make go away, and the small, highly destructive carrying, cheap thing over here sends the destructive thing over there.
I'll be right back. I gotta make more tea. Tea emergency.
And what's one of the primary small, anti-drone weapons for the small, cheap drones in Ukraine? A good old-fashioned 12-gauge shotgun with some turkey loads in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it has to be good enough and cheap enough that you can make it in the quantity you need it. It's like Bob was saying in a roundabout way. Our defense industry has become more for generating profit than for producing
actual defense.
Yes.
Billy, I know that type of Japanese round 18-inch aircraft round, anti-aircraft round you were talking about.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was known as the beehive round.
Yeah. Do I want to sink all this stuff? These guys have really good armor. I don't think I need to fight that. I think I'm going to run away from it. I think we're going to be forced to fight it, though. Oh, we got away. Oh, there we go. Yeah, we're just going to drop off troops and leave.
Yeah, but what I was mentioning earlier during that live stream is the timeline where they want to have the first one of those hulls for the quote-unquote battleship in the water. They're not going to have time to develop, a purpose-built, nuclear propulsion system or nuclear reactor
Yeah.
system just for that ship. They're going to be looking at something off the shelf, and basically the only one they would have that would probably be able to generate the amount of electrical power you would need with having rail guns and lasers and that type of crap on it for that size of ship would be the A1, one of the A1B reactors they're putting on the Ford class aircraft carriers.
Yeah.
Because they said that's, A4W was on the Nimitz class, would put out like 550 megawatts. And they had 2 of them on there. The A1Bs on the Ford class carriers, they've got 2 of them on board, and each one of them can output like 700 megawatts.
Yeah.
And the Ford class supposedly has like 3 times the electrical generating capability. So
Whoa, are my battleships all out of fuel? Low fuel.
The whole idea of that ship is nothing more than an unobtainium coated turd.
Yeah, I mean, they're not going to make it. Let's just be real. They're not going to make it.
yeah, that's just their latest iteration of trying to come up with like large service combatant, because like the first time they came up with an idea for something like this was back in the 1970s when Ford was president, and they came out with an idea for building something or cruiser around 20,000 tons, nuclear powered, with like lightweight 8-inch gun mount they developed back in the late 70s, and all missile systems like that, able to carry a bunch of helicopters or even like Harrier jump jets. They called it the strike cruiser, but we looked at the cost of it back then and said, nah, we're just going to go ahead and take Spruance destroyer hull,
That seems not any
we're
good.
just going to build these Ticonderoga class cruisers instead. It's far cheaper with them.
His armor sucks, too.
Yeah. Because gas turbines are a lot cheaper than nuclear power plants.
That is true. I mean, I could see a purpose for, like I said, a nuclear-powered battleship would be great if you want to give it railguns and if you want to give it lasers. But if you're going to give it a bunch of missiles, then you don't need nuclear power for that. So if I were going to build a nuclear-powered battleship, I would have it specifically for railguns and lasers, and let it be the command ship that provides all the super air defense and whatnot. And the only reason you'd really need a railgun is so you can throw something really, 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 really far away. And railgun rounds would be cheaper than missiles, but if you're shooting at a ship, then it doesn't really matter that much because ships are more expensive than missiles. But a railgun you wouldn't really be able to intercept very well. Then again, if the ship's close enough, you just Zorch it with the laser. But I could see a railgun being useful, for over-the-horizon type stuff. Although, realistically, combat's going to take place far enough away. I think combat's going to either be really far away or it's going to be really close. I don't think you're going to have a lot of medium-range engagements. Tiny Dog, what are you doing? I really don't want you under my desk, because now your tail is just smacking all kinds of things. No, let's not be under the desk.
When it comes to
take care, Turpits.
My biggest question is, how many of the Sea-Wiz type weapons can you stick on the side of this heavy combatant?
Yes.
And how far down? How much of these ships weight is devoted to ammunition.
I mean, you
And you
could.
watch the ship rise in the water as it fires.
I mean, that would be. I mean, that would be useful if you just had.
Yes.
Because how far does a Sea Whiz fire?
Now, let me see.
Probably a kilometer at least. Probably a couple of kilometers. Because they fire what, 20mm shells?
Yep. I would say 2 to 3, just guesstimate 2 to 3 kilometers.
That would be, yeah, that would be my guess. Now the problem is at hypersonic speeds, because how fast are the Russian hypersonic missiles going? 4,000 or 5,000 miles an hour.
I think more than that. I've heard like upwards of like Mach numbers up in the teens.
I don't think they're going that fast.
Yeah, or very close to that.
16,000 yards. Or, excuse me, 1,600 yards.
Okay. So about a mile.
So just you would start firing it at a hypersonic missile before the missile
gets in range. Right. You're just throwing up a wall of lead to make the hypersonic missile walk into the, airspace that's just filled with stuff. Give me a minute, my tea's ready. I'll be right back.
Exactly.
What are you doing? What are you doing? We're gonna deport you. Let's go to the kitchen. Come on. Come on. You're getting deported. Nope. Let's go. Come on. Come on. Woof woof. No, woof woof.
Yeah, see, its maximum range is actually about 5 nautical miles. So you start shooting, when the Sea Whiz bullet is going to reach its, the end of its powered, velocity, and the missile is going to reach that distance at about the same time. I mean, for something like that, you would want computer control, obviously.
Basically, hypersonic is defined as anything above Mach 5 times the speed of sound.
I actually saw one of the videos when Israel and Iran were shooting at each other there briefly. They had footage of missiles coming in on Israel, and there was one hypersonic in this volley, and you could visibly see the difference between the speed of the hypersonic and all of the other incoming munitions. And the hypersonic did get through.
Okay, even at just Mach 5, which is estimated saying speed of sound roughly like 750 mile per hour sea level, which would be like 3,750 miles per hour, that missile would be covering a mile a second.
All right. So you start shooting so that the bullets reach their 5 nautical mile range at the same time that the missile reaches 5 nautical miles to the ship, and it's got 5 seconds to pass through the cloud of lead.
So, on a side note, it has been decided that Tiny Dog walking in circles around my chair shall be treated the same as Tiny Dog spinning in circles. And
Agreed.
Let's see.
And that will earn her deportment.
Alright. So... Yeah, because I know she's just trying to get some of my supper. I made this roast, and I took some of it and mixed it in with her dog food, because she's been a pretty good dog lately. And so she ate the roast part, left the dog food, and has been trying to beg for my food. I'm like, no, I haven't eaten mine yet.
Okay, for reference, the Zircon hypersonic missile Russians use, and also have on like their Gorshkov class frigates, and also, you know, air launched and submarine launched. The reported top speed is Mach 9.
Jesus, that's gonna be that's what, like 6,000 miles an hour.
Just a second. Let's see. Basically, assuming, like I said, if I remember right, speed of sound at sea level is roughly 750 miles per hour, right?
Something like that. All right, you guys are going to go back.
6,750 miles per hour.
That's pretty fucking fast. Oh, wait a minute. I've got ships in Madagascar already. What do I have here? I've got all these guys. That's interesting.
That's 112 miles per minute.
So how many miles in a second is that?
1.875.
Yeah, so the problem is that, so your horizon at sea level, you can, you know, so let's say they're flying 10 feet above the water, 20 feet above the water. You'll be able to, from the top of a ship, you're going to be able to see out, what, about 10 miles, 12 miles? How far can you see the horizon?
I forget. It's going to depend on what kind of trajectory they're flying.
Well, I'm saying assuming they're coming at you at sea level, you know, 10 feet off the water. You know, the curvature of the Earth, you know, let's Google this real quick. How far can you see to the horizon? So at sea level, horizon's about 3 miles away for a person standing at 6 feet. You know, let's say you're 50 feet up. Because how tall are one of these top of one of these ships is going to be, what, 50 feet, 100, let's say 100 feet high? Best case scenario?
Yeah.
So at 100 feet up, you can see about 12 miles. Which means you're going to have about like 8 seconds to react. Now if you have a plane high up in the air, you know, let's say you've got some sort of AWACS type thing, you know, the only way that you would be able to... Only way you'd really be able to do that is go back to, like, World War I type technology, have a little inflatable, like, weather balloon flying, you know, 1,000 feet up above the ship with a radar. I mean, you could have, like, an AWACS or something patrolling. But you're going to have just a few seconds to react. What if you use some sort of, like, shotgun ammunition? And just fire...
How about a little $10 million drone with sensors and fiber optically connected to the ship by a 1 mile fiber optic cable?
Yeah, you could do something like that.
That holds above the ship.
Well, you'd have to have some sort of energy, you know, otherwise it'll run out of fuel. And fiber optic cable is kind of hard to spool back. You could use a laser to convey the information, probably. But I mean, if there's heavy jamming, I mean, it could be very hard to deal with a... Hypersonic missiles are very hard to deal with. Or where do I want to put this battleship? I could just park him here in Uruguay. And this could be your new home. Because I don't have anything over here. Alright, so
how much wire is on one of the Mark 48 or whatever the newest version of the torpedo is? What's the published amount of wire for those?
To tell you the truth, I don't know, because I was a machinist mate, not a torpedo man.
Okay.
Although that was fun. The last Chiefs test I had to take about 6 months before I retired, because first part of '97, the U.S. Navy decided to combine machinist mates with torpedo men for some ungodly unknown reason. So in that last Chiefs test here, they were asking me about Mark 48s and Tomahawk cruise missiles and torpedo tube systems, and I'm like, what the hell is this? You know, so I just resorted to the good old watch method. Okay, 10 seconds past the minute. A. It's 50 seconds past the minute. D. Believe it or not, I actually passed.
God.
Although it didn't make any difference because I'd already filed my retirement papers like 4 months before. And the chief was going, why the hell did you take the chief's test? You're for retirement. Said, I had nothing to do with this. I filed my retirement papers 4 months ago. Already told everybody. The shop I'm currently working for did not do this. It was, Radcon, got their wires crossed because the previous year Puget Sound Shipyard had took over all radiological controls at Bangor Submarine Base, and a lot of us got farmed out to different shops, which I got farmed out to the hydraulics shop. And Radcon, not knowing any better, those freaking idiots that were running that place went ahead and requested a chief's supposedly schedule me for take the chief's test and get up there. Found out they hadn't ordered a test, and that chief that was running it that morning was giving us hell. Said, I had nothing to do with this.
Oh goodness! Actually, you guys are gonna hang out here and try and intercept him. There. All right, there we go. So we're gonna go try and intercepto these guys. I can't invade anything. No invado potato yet. But I've got this going on, and then we'll try and get.
You need two types of chiefs.
Get all Salvador next.
A chief that doesn't know anything, that looks at the guys he's managing and says, y'all know how to make this work, and when they nod, you say, okay, what do you guys need to be comfortable and well supplied and have everything you need? And then he makes sure that they have everything that they need. Yep. The other kind of chief is the one that knows everything down to the minute detail, that then can teach people, how to make it work. How to make it work, and you need to match those with the appropriate crews.
Yeah.
Now insert reality.
Yeah.
The people who know what they're doing get matched up with people who already know what they're doing. The people who don't know shit get matched up with the other people who don't know shit.
Exactly.
Ooh, this is not what I wanted for weather. I guess it's not the end of the world.
Well, not the end of your world.
Well, it's foggy, but it's not. At least there's not a storm. Alright, it's gonna make spotting ships difficult. So this cruiser's going to have a unpleasant afternoon. Let's move in a little bit more. There we go. Oh, that's a nice hit. Look at that. Oh, that's a really nice hit. What kind of... Did you not have enough bulkheads? No, you admit that's just a big freaking hit. I guess it's one of my 9-inch guns? Yeah. Alright. I guess it was just a good old hit. And flash fire. Man, y'all don't build your light cruisers that well. Just saying. Mostly, just, you know, I don't even know how to describe what conversation you missed. We were talking about air defense against hypersonic missiles mostly.
Sure,
I wonder if you could make a Sea Whiz with a bunch of, like, firing essentially, you know, shotgun shells, or rather like a flechette round where the, you know, the 20mm shell goes out there some distance and then starts breaking apart, you know, releasing the little death balls.
Pretty much like flak.
Yeah, just make a wall of iron for the hypersonic missile to crash into. Now the problem is that they fire a bunch of hypersonic missiles at you. Now you're in trouble. You know, so you'd have to have layered defense.
Like, when that happens, you're pretty much looking at naval warfare similar to what the U.S. did in World War II.
Yeah.
Shooting a bunch of shit in the air and it explodes.
Yeah, well, that's what they did also in the air war over Europe. The B-17s would just fire into zones and just let the German fighters crash into the bullet streams.
Yeah, but the Germans were using their 88. It's very deadly gun.
Yeah. No, I'm saying the B-17s, when we were fighting against German fighter planes.
Yeah.
We would fly in a formation. Everybody would just spray bullets into a pre-designated area, you know, making it statistically likely that German fighters would have to fly through one of the streams of bullets eventually.
See, the difference there, Bob, is a German fighter could survive multiple hits. A hypersonic missile is unlikely to survive a single hit.
Yeah. Well, I mean, depends on what it gets hit with, but yeah, probably so.
Yeah, like, dealing with, like, a hypersonic, you're pretty much going to be, like, shooting a bunch of flak into the air and see if something hits.
Yeah, because you're either going to have some sort of high-powered laser that can guaranteed hit it. You know, the hypersonics can zigzag around, but at terminal trajectory, you know, once it's going in for the final strike, it's not going to be dodging around too much because it won't have time. You know, but then again, identifying what the target is also going to be tricky.
Yeah, because, you know, physics works both ways.
You know what would be interesting? I don't know if you could do this or not. What if you were to fire, you know, like piano wire rounds, basically, have a fire a shoot a projectile that's, or have an ammunition that's multiple balls with little wires connected, so it forms like a little spider web that you're throwing into the air. No, it's still probably easier just to have just a bunch of shrapnel up there.
Yep. Like the U.S. had this, like for their 40 mil rounds, they had this like proximity fuse
Yeah,
in
but
it. It was pretty much like a Doppler radar in a 40 mil round.
right, but the problem is there won't be enough time for the proximity fuse to activate because the hypersonics would be going too fast. So you'd have to have a pre-designated firing spot where you're just filling a certain area with lead, knowing that the hypersonics going to have to fly through it.
It's the thing with like the U.S. 40 mils, like they would shoot when it reaches, if it detects an object, like the plane or something, it just blows. It just goes off.
Basically, something like the flak screen on Battlestar Galactica.
Salvador. Yeah, basically. El Salvador.
How does a hypersonic missile obtain its terminal targeting? Radar, correct?
I'm not sure. Well, you could probably do it several ways. I don't know if it's... it could be radar. It could be lased. Could be satellite controlled. I don't know how the Russians do it, but you could do it theoretically a variety of different ways. Yeah, let's get El Salvador.
Would it be any kind of reasonable to have something that, basically a missile system, and by missile system, I'm using the term very loosely, more along the lines of combine a hedgehog with an air-deployed grenade, range of about 2 kilometers, so a mile or so, and when the missile is incoming, it pops, and it deploys a cloud of aluminum strips in a fog that literally just flutter in a cloud and disperse to reflect radar and lasing.
The thing is, if it only has a couple of seconds, it's already on course, and so even if it loses targeting and just goes straight, it'll still probably hit what it's trying to aim at, because in the case of a ship, it's moving slow, comparatively, and if it's in the case of a building, it's not moving at all.
Right, yeah. A building is, you're not gonna hide a building from that.
Now, so far, the hypersonics have been mainly used against building targets, where I think in that case it's just already geolocated, they know where it has to go. It could just be hard programmed in, probably. With the ships are a little trickier because ships are always moving.
Because when they shoot missiles, they have to acquire the ship and acquire where it's going to be moving at, because where it won't miss.
So I was reading earlier on like that Zircon missile, the top speed of Mach 9.
Uh-huh.
But it said for mentioned something about as far from what they're guessing, said for the terminal homing phase or whatever method they're using,
that
it would have to slow down to about Mach 5, if you can call that slow, so it wouldn't have a plasma cloud around it, so the homing system could work. But still, Mach 5.
You're still looking at just a couple of seconds.
Like a mile a second, yeah.
So, yeah, you'd have to have some sort of radar screen or something. I would assume that if something going that fast, it's going to be easy to see because of the shockwave through the air and whatnot.
Yeah, probably the most important part would be early detection. That you not only spot the thing, and that you got computers that are quick enough to calculate where the damn thing is heading and whether or not it's coming at you.
So these guys are all going around. I wonder if I could just build a wall of ships between South America and Antarctica. Probably not quite cool enough to do that yet. But this would be the perfect blockade spot just to deny people.
You could do it with submarines, but since you don't have them yet, that's usually the logical option.
Yeah. I think you guys are going to head back up here to help with whatever I'm going to be doing later on.
Yeah, you still about, I'd say
3 months
15
away.
to 20 years away from having really effective submarines.
Yeah, I'm not going to worry about that. I just want to be able to... I mean, once I deny America the East Coast, the West... Let's say 8... I mean, what I could do is I could have these guys go around here to Western South America and start invading some of this stuff. And I could actually save Alaska for later. I think that's what we're going to do. Alright, so you boys... Let's go group back up. Okay. That's looking good there. Over here, we've grabbed all this. Now, Germany does not seem to be conquering anything there. I mean, I guess they're heading to it, so they're probably going to get it. And then here in... There's not really anything over here that I have to worry about, so we're just going to... I mean, I would like to piss off somebody else. I could piss off Japan. I'll wait till this fleet's ready to really do that. Alright.
There's one other thing having to do with hypersonics I've heard over the past few years. Talking about them needing to slow down the Mach 5 so like plasma cloud wouldn't interfere with their homing system.
Right.
Heard mention that the opposite could be true as well. Coming in, they're still above Mach 5 and they have that plasma cloud around them. That can also interfere with radar systems that are trying to track the bloody things and getting a fire solution on them.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me. Argentina's attacking Peru. Well, that's irritating. I got Guatemala, got Western USA. Alright, so we done good. So, I really wish that I could get Central USA, but that's British Columbia, that's British Columbia. So I could go and send these guys up to deal with some of this. That's going to be 2 more turns. Argentina's going into Peru, which I probably... Is Argentina my ally? Who's Argentina allied with? They're allied with the Germans. Oh, the Germans are going after the United States also. That sucks to be them. Alright, so... Let's go send you guys up here. Because I would like to grab all of the... I mean, this is Caribbean, Western South America. I might as well... Was that Western South America? That's Western South America, yeah. So I might as well start sending ships up here to try and get Peru. Actually, you know what we're gonna do? Let's just send you guys. We're just gonna go straight for Peru. Yeah, we're just gonna send all of you guys right up there. All right, so
I absolutely respect the brilliance of the people that are working on these newfangled things.
right.
But I fear that they have fallen into the trap of perfection is the enemy of good enough.
That's usually how it goes.
Yeah. Over about the past 50 years, I have seen more than one instance of that. Do you happen to remember that little deal called when the Army tried to come up with like a new self-propelled anti-aircraft gun by the name of the Sergeant York?
No.
It's like an anti-aircraft turret on an M60 pattern chassis. And it actually sucks.
Yeah. Basically, they tried to cobble together a turret with twin 40mm guns mounted on either like an M60 chassis, and then for the guidance radar, they took the air-to-air radar off of an F-16 and tried to get that work in a ground-to-air mode.
Oh
And
no.
let's just say
It didn't?
It
Yeah,
kept
it-
pointing at anything that was moving on the ground.
Oh no.
yeah, that was a major boondoggle.
Yeah, the Germans are gonna get Western Sweden. Vegetables and sadness. Alright. Let's see if we can get Peru before other people grow. No alliance with Britain. We want to get Britain. We're going to run away all of our annoying torpedo boats. It's got to be so irritating having me parking my torpedo boats off your coast, just like sinking all your shit, and then I just run away whenever you come close. Oh, Canada allied with Germany. Oh, that's interesting. So Sweden is trying to go after southern Norway. Alright.
Oh,
I got northern Norway. Alright, so that probably isn't gonna... Yeah, so that didn't work very well for you, did it? Alright, so we've got all this stuff. Who's pissed off at me? I mean, the Soviets are not through. I mean, I could get the Soviets. That's gonna be a little while. So one more turn till I get the small guns that I want. I really want the double turrets for light cruisers, so that's not happening anytime soon. So on my light cruisers, I think they're just running a bunch of 5-inch guns. So my Coast Guard ships, they're running... Yeah, 5-inch gun Mark 1s, and a bunch of Mark 2 2.9s, and on my assault hotels, I'm just running, oh, I have a 6.9 Mark 1. That's interesting. But I can upgrade that with a Mark 2 5.9, and that'll be fine. Alright, so we'll give it one more turn. And then the Waldorfs are going to be glorious. So we'll be freeing up space here soon. Alright. So we'll have the Mark II 5-inch guns next turn. And is there anything else that I need? Right now, everything else is just cruising along. I mean, I'd like this, but that's not going to be... I could let it happen in 2 turns like this, and then get better... Yeah, we'll give it 2 turns. That'll be fine. There we go. And I can't invade anything. Oh, I can. I can invade something in the United States, alright? So we want to probably get Peru before Argentina takes it. I think that's what we're going to do. So, Peru, thank you, boop. So I'll have some ships there soon. U.S. is conquering Mexico. That's not going to go well for you. You know what I could actually do is I could have you guys go to Peru. And then I will have you guys go here. There we go. That works. That works quite nicely. And because so my tonnage is down, if I want to repair some things, I can. These guys, let's have you go into Fort-de-France. You can repair. And you can repair. You guys don't need repairs. Alright, I think that'll work. Alright, I will be right back. I'm gonna go check on Tiny Dog, so give me a minute. There we go. All right. I have Tiny Dog back in her bed. She ate her food. I turned off the That's a 30-month refit? Wow. Turn off the air conditioning in the server room, because even in the wintertime, the server room gets hot sometimes. And we do not want an alliance with Spain. Thank you. We do want to boop your ships. I wonder how many people watch because of the games versus how many people watch because of all the shit we talk about. Hey, Voragath, a wild Canadian appears.
Howdy, howdy.
Ah, Mark II 5-inch guns. Chile canceled their alliance with the United States. Yes. I didn't realize Chile had an alliance with the United States. I would have liked to have conquered it. So these guys are going to get got next turn. Oh, that's interesting. They're trying to conquest that spot. Oh crap! This may be problematic. They may. Hopefully, they don't grab it before I do. All right, so I have a lot of repairs going on all of a sudden. I need to drop about 26,000 tons of repairs. What do you have tonight, Voragath?
Nothing much. Leveling in alt and WoW.
Okay. Why are you mothballed? Oh, because I don't have enough crew for you. Well, let's give you some crew. We'll suspend you. We'll suspend you. How are we? Do we have enough tonnage now? Perfect. So we got the 5-inch guns. I don't need that anymore.
I'll be back in a minute, guys.
Alright, I will continue to be here. Alright, so we have all our invados going on. Alright, one more turn. What are you doing, Turpits? Okay. Oh. Yep. U.S. is getting blockaded. Blockado potato. Oh, no, I don't want to retreat from that. That was. Oops. Alright, well. My bad. Those transports get to live. I got El Salvador. That's nice. Thank you. Alright, so. Yeah, so they're gone. Alright, so we can... Oh, so Canada's trying to get southern Alaska. Or one of the Alaskas. Why are you... It's one of the things that really irritates me is I can't... There's no ports in northern Alaska, or northern Canada, or Canadian prairies, and so I can't actually... I should just edit and make a port, make a landing spot. Because you could totally go into the Hudson Bay and just drop off troops. So we got that going on, so I guess British Columbia. Let's go grab that. 52,000 tons. Alright, let's go get... We will get British Columbia. We got enough there. Two light cruisers. Alright, let's... We'll go get that. Alright. Send you back to Pearl Harbor. There are a lot of American ships in the Pacific that I don't really want to chase down. That's going to be super duper annoying. Let's go and fix up some more ships. Okay, is anybody mothballed or we're all good? We're all good. Alright, so we need... So we're good on the hull strength. I'm not worried about big guns. I could keep chugging away at boilers. Back to turret mechanisms, though, because I want the dual guns on light cruisers. Alright, so we are pretty solid now. So I can upgrade my Coast Guard ships. It'd be nice if I got the better engine, but that's still going to be a while. So let's go upgrade you. Ooh, that's some... These guns got an awful lot bigger, didn't they? Let's do that. And we have... Unbalanced hydraulic steering... Reinforced bulkheads, barbette 2. So we got the best we got there. Got the soft cap shells. And we got armor and barbettes. Alright, so how much do one of these guns weigh? You weigh... That's not that much. Is that 40 tons? Ha ha ha. Can I put another one of you on there? I totally can. But that gives me a forward weight offset that I have to deal with. What if I take you guys back? So adding the extra gun there really causes trouble. It definitely causes trouble. Now what if I put you back here? You know, if I just don't put that extra gun on, there's not really a lot of extra armor to be had. Okay, so now I could make these guns bigger. That would make you too big. Alright, so 5-inch guns are fine. So I could scooch this back. I mean, that makes it pretty solid, but I really need to shift this weight back more. There we go. Now that perfectly balances it. Holy crap, look at that. That's perfect. That balances the ship out by just scooching the stuff back. And I've got all these. I mean, I would like you to have a better field of fire. This one doesn't fire great. I don't think it matters that much because these guys have a fantastic field of fire. And we're mostly going to be firing broadside anyway. So that one's not... I mean, I could scooch it forward, but it's going to mess... I don't have a lot of leeway. Because even if I just give it, it won't give it that much more range of fire, so... Leave one off there so I can go fix it up later. Alright, so that... There we go. That's the ship. We'll go refit a batch of these. Alright, take care, Turpits. We're going to refit at least one of these. And then also on our better battleships, What kind of armor do you have? You have compound armor. Oh no, it's... So we could probably build these out with better armor also. Or I could wait until I get the... Let's go build that bigger. I'll have the better engine soon. So we could wait on that a little bit. We'll have the better big guns soon, which we're not really going to use because we don't have room for all that. And I didn't make the ships any faster, which is sort of unfortunate. But they've got a lot more firepower. So I think I'm going to leave my battleships alone. Well, I could build... Let's see what I can do with one of these. But my gut feeling is to wait till I have the better engines. As I go hydraulic, go nickel steel, better barbettes, reinforced bulkheads. And then instead of this 6.9, I could go with a Mark II 5.9 because it only has just that one gun. I could go double-barreled. Oh, that's interesting. I can't put it on there. But I could fit a single barrel. That's interesting. And these are all 5-inch guns here. If I were to take these and make these 5.9s, which I totally could. With the longer barrels on. That is pretty nice, actually. Let's get more barbette. It's perfectly balanced still. It's going fast enough. I could try to up the main deck. Are you in? You know, you're induced boilers. So I could try and stabilize this thing a little bit. There we go. So it's more stable than it was before. So this isn't bad. This is all right. That should make it quite a bit more effective. And it's only the single guns instead of the doubles. I mean, I guess I could replace these with double turrets. What's the difference on this? This is 3 by 49 by 40. So these are longer. These weigh more.
I think another tenet of our church should be, you know, something needs to be good enough.
Yeah, I don't...
And that's...
Because I could replace these with the double turrets, but I don't know how well it's going to fit. And I think right now, this is pretty good enough. Because this guy's main job is to throw this, you know, the 4 twin 9-inch gun barrels. I think we're going to call this one good enough. I made it more stable, which instead of putting all that, instead of the extra stability, I could have upgraded the guns, but you know, I think I'm just going to leave it. I think this is good. It's definitely good enough. And you are exactly correct, JP. So let's go refit one of these guys. But I think mostly I want to refit assault hotels, or the Coast Guards.
The Waldorf?
No, the Waldorfs are still being built out. I mean, they're not... And I don't have the means to finish them yet. Yeah, they still have 3 more months to finish. So I think we're going to... I'm just going to build out some more of these, the sexy things. I mean, or I could do another, you know, we're going to do, or this Coast Guards, that's what I mean. I can do like 5 of them. I can get these at a 1-month refit when I do them next. Let's see if I have any... I might be able to squeeze in one more. 25... that's pushing it. Let's just leave it. Can I invado potato anything? Nope, we're good. We're good. Yeah, I think we're definitely going to leave these as good enough. 50%. Oof. Well, we're going to sink these guys. Yeah, the problem with my Coast Guard ships, or the patrol ships that I make, is they're never quite fast enough to really do what they need to do. They can't chase people down, but they can keep people away. You guys are going to retreat. Alright, here we go. I mean, I kind of like having the 6.9 just for the bigger gun, but just doesn't... Having the 4 9.9-inch twin turrets is the most important thing for this ship, so squeezing in slightly better secondaries just isn't as high a priority. You're going to go straight into them. Ooh, that was a lucky hit right off the first shot, right off the bat. Double engine hit? What the fuck? Ammo detonation. Wow. These guys are not... What are you made out of? Not a lot of armor. I guess it just punched right through. Alright, well. Lucky hits are sometimes lucky.
And he was talking about what the basically, if there had not been a naval treaty, a Washington naval treaty, where the cruiser gun would have likely evolved to from the 8-inch. And
Well, we would have been building Alaskas.
no, actually, he figured that the evolution would have probably went to a 9.2-inch gun.
Why a 9.2?
Because the hitting power is as close to a 10 so as to barely matter, and the rate of fire is considerably higher.
So why 9.2 instead of 9-inch or 9.3?
Because that was the ballistic models that he had available for comparison.
Interesting.
He compared all of the test guns that they were doing.
What's 9.2 inch in millimeters?
Hold on.
Yeah, basically 9.2 inch was gun caliber the British used.
Yeah, that's why I'm curious what it was in mil. Well, no, because British were still using Imperial units, though.
Been like a 233 or 234.
Okay.
Yep.
I wonder how does Stealth zoom out the camera as much as he does when he's doing his videos. Because he tends to zoom out the cameras quite a bit and just kind of fly around.
Probably to get a better feel of the, like the map.
Yeah, I'm just curious how I thought it seems like he's able to zoom out more than I can. I wonder if there's a setting for that.
I've never looked for it, but there might be under settings.
Yeah, but he actually goes by the different divisions, where I like to spread them all out so I can see each individual ship, except for the ones that I'm retreating. It's close enough. I'll just have you. Yeah, he's done. Yeah, but Stealth's always getting these really big battles. What is it, TJ? There we go. Oh wow, the US just got smacked. Alright, so we have some ships remaining. Do I have anybody low on crew? Probably not. You just found a loophole around the long refits for cheesy start. Okay, do share. You know how much I love me some cheesy starts. What's your loophole? One month on those refits. everything's just... Oh, here we go. Yeah, it's going to be a little while. One superimposed large gun, yeah. Well, don't keep me in suspense, TJ. Let's hear the cheesiness.
He's probably typing madly even now.
Yeah. Alright, so we got 27. Yeah, but I'd probably do like 13 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13. I might be able to do more than that.
So basically, you're saying do the super refit after you start the campaign, save it, then go to ship design and open refit back up, save it a second time, and it ends up being a lot shorter.
Wait, what? So when you do the refit going from nothing to full-fledged combat, the first one that's really long, save it, then go to ship design, open the refit, then save it again, it'll be a lot shorter. I thought you usually have to have the first one built. So you're talking about opening up the refit save, or the first refit save, or the original save? You're talking about opening up the refit. I didn't think it was going to let you refit it until... I'll try it. I don't have a fresh game to try it on.
I'm going to be needing the game here in a few hours. I'll give it a go.
Yeah, that is some important cheesiness to learn about right there. I mean...
Well, I see what he's doing. He's basically found a way to short-circuit your method where you do a long refit on one ship, and then once that's done, you do another, like, 1 month refit on the same ship, save that refit, and then everything else we brought up to the same standard and only have to go through a 1 month refit. He found a way to where you can cut out the like 8 or 10 month wait.
Right, the first long refit.
Basically, save the refit, go to ship design, and then call up the refit again, hit refit again, not change anything, and then hit save, and it shortens up that initial refit.
I mean, that is really fascinating. I thought you had to do the full refit to make it work, but maybe not. Give me a minute, guys. I'm going to go run to the bathroom. I'm going to think on that some. I'll be right back, tiny dog.
Yeah. So basically, you design the huge 8 to 10 month refit, or a long, however many months it is. You save it. You go back to ship design. Then you call that same, click on view, view that same refit. Go into there, hit refit, like you're going to do a refit again on it, not change anything, and then hit save on your second turn in that refit, and then it shortens everything up to where you can shorten all the rest of them.
Yeah, it's JP going to do the testing. That was Mitchell doing the talking. And I understand what he's saying. So I'm actually opening a new campaign as we speak, and I'm going to see if I can replicate your experiment.
For God's sake, don't tell Brother Monroe about this. Or
Yeah,
he'll
we don't
try
need
to
to.
try to take it out.
We don't need somebody plugging the holes.
Although considering we're live streaming and somebody might end up watching this later on, well, the cat may already be out of the bag, but oh well.
C'est la guerre.
All right, so let's go catch up on what Turpitz is saying here. So when you do, so let me make sure I understand this. So you make the initial cheesy ship, you build all of them, then you do the first. You design the first refit, but you save it, but you don't build any of those. Then you go back in and edit the first refit.
Yes. You do the initial cheesy build, start the campaign, go back and design your, like said, your 30-month refit to bring them up to full spec, save it. Go out of that, go back to the ship design and pick that refit, select view, go back in, and then hit the refit button to refit your refit, but not change anything, and then save it again, and then you can refit all of them, and the time will be much shorter.
I wonder if that only works in dip, or if that'll work in normal also. That's fascinating.
He said he's using dip and pulled it off.
Yeah, I mean, I thought I tried that in normal and it didn't work, but maybe it will. I don't know. That's really interesting. I am excited about this plan. That's all I have to say.
And I already told him, said, for God's sakes, don't tell Brother Monroe.
Yeah, fucking don't tell. He'll have kittens. It might be something he can't do anything about, actually. Yeah, so when I first started gaming, I don't think I actually disclosed the cheesy refit until after they stopped actively developing the game, because I didn't want them to fix it. I don't remember when
I didn't know you even discovered it before that.
Yeah, I discovered the cheesy refit the first time I did the cheese start, which was when I started streaming. I wasn't making the. I'll have to look back at my old videos and see when I actually did it. I might have done it for the Japanese campaign, but I don't think so. That is pretty awesome, though, Turpitz. I'm proud of you. I'm so proud of you. You're a good kid.
I think Turpitz just got promoted to Admiral.
That's right. Damn it, Peru got conquered by Argentina before I could finish taking it over. You motherfuckers. You fucking fuckers. I'm so upset. You son of a bitch. Who the fuck are you allied with? I'm gonna fucking conquer your ass. Fucking Germany. And Germany fucking likes me. I'm gonna kick your ass so fucking hard, Germany, just for that. Let's go get Ecuador. You guys really going out here? Alright. Which Coast Guard ships are you? You are 105 through 111. And then these guys... send you guys all over there. I'm going to send some of the torpedo boats this way also.
Okay, I just built 81 battleships for Britain. Their base tonnage is 13,005. I only used 4619 for the initial build. So now I'm going to go in and refit them up to a usable status and see if I can replicate.
Okay.
Just had a thought. If that it not doubting TJ's word for a minute, but need, JP verifies that works, where he can shave all that time off from doing initial refit on the ships. You might be able to crack the 1920 mark for doing a speed run now.
I could do it. I could try. I'll try it with the Britain. I mean, if I'm going to crack 1920, it'll have to be with Britain. And just
my question is, will it work on another type of refit? Let's say you're just wanting to do a standard mid-game, refit.
No,
on
because
a battleship.
when I've done it mid-game, I've had to build the first one and then before it lets me do the next.
Well, you've had to do that for the initial refit too.
That if I don't finish building the initial refit, it won't let me build the next one. Because you're viewing the first refit, not the original. We got 10,000 tons. Do 5 of these. 6 of them. It just occurred to me, I've got 300 of these torpedo boats. What the fuck am I doing with 300 torpedo boats?
Torpedo storage?
I guess. Because I can't build actual destroyers yet, can I?
Around 1900, that's going to depend on your tech level.
No, I can't. Those are just regular torpedo. Why'd I build 300 torpedo boats? I guess so.
You wanted them.
I guess so I could piss off the world. I mean, they're nice torpedo boats. They have good recon. That's probably why I did it.
Yeah, TJ's putting some more information in there.
I'll check in just a...
Yeah, he says, cause what I did is I started the really long refit, clicked on it in ship designs, clicked view, clicked refit on that refit, and then saved, and then it came back, shortened it up for doing it on subsequent ships.
So you already started the first build on the first refit. I mean, try it and see if it works. I don't think it works in vanilla, but if it does, it'd be glorious.
So, Turpitz, how many ships did you put in the really long refit? Just a single one?
Yeah, single one. I guess we're gonna go... I have a lot of torpedo boats in Copenhagen, don't I?
Yeah, Quartermaster Corps must have figured it was cheaper to store torpedoes on torpedo boats than it was in a warehouse.
I guess so. That might be why I did it. Let's go send all these guys in.
Hold up. I don't hold off on that, Turpitz. JP, are you?
No, don't get rid of dip, because we'll try it out ourselves.
Yeah, I think both myself and Bob have vanilla, so.
Yeah, I've got vanilla as well, so I'm testing it in vanilla right now.
Yeah.
Actually, you know what we're gonna do? I think we're just going to send all these guys over. Instead of repairing them and refitting all of these, let's go send... We're going to send all you guys over to... Well, you're hurt, so we're going to... So the hurt ones we're going to repair, if they're badly hurt. The ones who are not badly hurt... We'll just send you guys over here. I mean, how many tons of ships do I have here in... You guys aren't that badly beat up, so let's just send you guys over.
Sorry, it's just taking me a minute to work through the refit here.
Yeah. Oh, it's a storm. Because I can if it works out, then I'm definitely going to try it with Britain. I'm going to go for a speedrun Britain campaign. And see if I can beat the game before 1920, which I don't... And that'll be hard.
I have designed the refit from minimalist to full useful out of the gate. It's it'll need another one eventually here, but it will be fully useful. The refit is 19 months. I am clicking save now and proceeding to refit 1. Okay, all right, Turpitz, I have one ship in the list under the refit design, refitting 1. Now what? Just open it back up again?
Yeah, I was going to ask him, need to open it back up again immediately, or do you have to let the game cycle a turn?
Yeah.
To let the refit progress. Refits actually already physically started on the ship, and then you can go back.
Yeah, because I think he started building the first one. You know, I really don't want to fight in this storm.
Hold on. Hold the farm. I have opened the refit, and it is giving me the option to refit again before the refit is complete.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, so I have clicked refit. It is now a 2-month save. I'm clicking save.
Yeah. Herbert said he let it cycle 1 month after he started.
Well, but if you don't even need to just let it cycle 1 month, then that's even better.
Oh, dear Lord.
It works.
It worked. Now your 1 is still stuck at the long time refit for the first, for that. So you got to wait for that 1 to recover.
But the rest don't care.
All of the rest. I can do all the rest of them in 2 months or 6 months if I want to overpressure my economy. Oh my Lord.
Turpitz, I'm so proud of you. We're gonna... Oh my god, I'm so tempted to save this French game and go for a British speedrun right now.
Double dog dare ya.
I got 81 battleships on my build.
Gaspode would be so mad if I keep pausing campaigns to keep doing one after another. Because if I try for a British speedrun, I'm going to speedrun all the way through.
Turpitz, many props. You have found the latest of the greatest tweaks. Well done, sir.
Indeed.
There is never a moment so proud as when the student surpasses the master. I've got the biggest grin on my face. I'm really proud of you, Turpitz. You done good, kid. You done good.
And on my part, I'll no longer give you any kind of grief comparing the Bismarck and the Turpis against other ships.
Well, I'm still gonna give him all the grief, but I'm gonna, still respect him even more. I can do both.
Because I think mid-game it stops working mid-game. I'm not sure. Why is China invading Maine? What the fuck, guys?
They want to invent the problems for sauce, Bob.
Oh, you want beef and broccoli now? Alright, fine, we'll get Southern Alaska. I can't do it yet.
They want some lobster to mix in with their chicken chow mein.
Oh my god. 2 more months of the turret mechanisms. Nope. Small gun barrels.
The thing with Britain is, what's your first battleship hull when you start off in 1890?
Probably pretty big.
A semi-dreadnought.
Are you fucking serious?
I'm freaking serious. At least when I tried checking everything out in custom battles in 1890, looking at what the different countries start off with. Britain starts off with a freaking semi-dreadnought hull.
Wow.
It's Battleship 1 in the campaign. Battleship 1, 10 to 15,000 tons, but your shipyard is capped at 13.5, so you have to reduce beam and draft in order to take advantage of full displacement.
Well, that's alright. The problem is, I've got to work. And I don't want to be... If I start a British speedrun campaign, I'm going to, mega stream it for 8 hours.
Yep.
And... I better probably finish what I'm... It's so tempting to try and beat the 1920.
Oh, hey, we're coming up Christmas just like...
Yeah, I got to work all...
couple days away and other holidays.
Yeah, I got to work all through Christmas. I got so much shit to do, it's not even funny. I'm really tempted to try and... I mean, if I can't... if I can't beat Britain before 1920, then probably can't be done. But with Turpis' trick, this may unlock it. Now the big problem is starting out with the, getting the 2.9s and some of the better, but just having the mass for invasion right off the bat is the important thing. I can't take tomorrow off, Turpits. I gotta work. I could...
Might get a chance sometime here over the holidays.
I mean, I could start a speed run and play for a few hours, but I don't.
So I've got 1.093 million tons of battleship.
Right off the bat?
Yes, that I'll have in the water, ready to go, take things away from, nice things away from other people. By the end of 1900 itself.
Now the problem is going to be the crew.
No, it's not. When you do your crew, when you do that first minimum ship, max it.
Yeah, you do the max crew, and then you But you still have a crew problem after you do all the upgrades, because all the secondary guns and you still end up needing more crew. Unless you go small on the secondary guns and you just go for sheer tonnage.
Put 1.1s everywhere for casemates on it. That won't increase the cost very much, and it will increase the crew.
Well, there's one other little trick. When you design your own before you start the campaign, at the crew quarters, the spacious.
Yeah, no, that's what I do. Do the 1.1s not add a lot of cost?
I haven't confirmed it, but I can't imagine they do.
Yeah. And then when you do the magic refit, you set it down to standard. That ought to make enough difference.
Well, I go down to minimal crew on the refit, because I run my ships with minimal crew because I'm always running into crew problems.
So spacious, when you first launch them and they come in crewed for spacious quarters and you take them down to minimum, that should make up for adding on the other guns and such to where out of your,
So I can't take tomorrow off, but if you guys want, I could wrap the stream up for tonight right now. Take a quick break, and I could start the British speed run, at least lay the groundwork. Although the smart thing would be to do it tomorrow.
Yeah, don't put yourself out as far as jobbing like that.
Yeah, because I do have a lot of work I have to do tomorrow. Because I've got Christmas. I got all the Christmas emergencies and everything. So, but how about this? Tomorrow night we will start the.
Are you open? Are you guys going to be open Christmas Eve?
We do a by appointment. So what happens over the holidays is Turpus, you're not even going to stay awake for that much longer. You're going to be like, I'm tired, and then you're going to go to bed. I could at least lay down the foundation of a speed run tonight, I suppose. All right, do you guys? I could probably, because I could probably play for like 2 more hours or something on a British speed run.
If you've got 2 hours in you, then do it.
All right, fuck it. Fuck it, we're doing it live. We're doing it live. All right, so we're gonna save France. I'm gonna wrap up the stream, and I will be back in just a little bit. Okay. All right. We'll speed run tonight. I just won't. I'm not gonna do like an 8-hour speed run though. So, all right. Give me a bit, guys. I'm gonna go and do a few things, and then we'll try the speed run. Okay.
Yeah. And me and nothing else. Me and JP can remind you of what time it is, just in case you start getting carried away there.
Yeah. All right. So, and then what I'll do is I'll make a backup of my current games, and then I'll use the bottom United States one for the British speed run. That's just a casual game anyway.
This is the kind of thing that energy drinks and cocaine were built for.
We're not doing that. All right. I'll see you guys. I'll see you guys. Give me like 10-15 minutes. We'll do this. I'll be back.